evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Thursday, the 3rd of February, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, 3 Nivisions in Hurricanes 13, and in our feature for this evening, Frankie Claxton speaks on Under-19 cricket. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back. Well, I'm back, and we start with athletics. 5-time Olympic gold medalist Elaine Thompson-Herah opened the 2022 season with victory in the women's 60 meters at the 20th staging of the Queen's Grace Jackson Development Meet at the Stadium Eastfield on Saturday. Champions in the 100, 200, and 4x100 meters in Tokyo, Thomas-Herah crossed the line in a personal best of 7.19 seconds. New season, kicking it off with 60 meters. It feels great, said Thompson-Herah. I'm happy to be here. Now to cricket. 3 Nivisions have been included in the squad recently released to represent the Leewards Hurricanes in the upcoming regional season. The 3 players are Kyron Powell, Russ Powell, and Colin Archibald. Speedster Kian Pemberton has been named as one of the 2 reserves who will also travel with the team. The squad has traveled to Antigua, where they will make final preparations for their first round match versus Barbados. The full squad reads: Jamal Hamilton, captain; Rakeem Cornwall, vice-captain; Monson Hodge, Casey Carty, Devon Thomas, Kyron Powell, Russ Powell, Nino Henry, Jeremiah Louis, Colin Archibald, Amir Jago, Terrence Ward, Kofi James makes up the 13, and the 2 reserves are Daniel Durham and Kian Pemberton. In Under-19 World Cup cricket, India advanced to the 8th ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup final with a comprehensive 96-run defeat of Australia and will face England in the showpiece event on Saturday. Sheikh Rashid and Yashidul put on the second biggest partnership of the tournament, adding 204 runs for the 3rd wicket after a shaky start for the men in blue. Australia never got going in their reply to 290 as lead wicket taker Vicky Oswald took 3 for 42, with Australia eventually bowled out for 194. They will now face Afghanistan in the 3rd and 4th place playoff on Friday before the grand finale between England and India on Saturday. Summarized scores: India 290 for 5, Dull 110, Rashid 94, Nisbet 2 for 41, beat Australia 194 all out, Shaw 51, Otswal 3 for 42, Sindhu 2 for 25, and Ravi 2 for 37. India won by 96 runs and booked a place in the finals for Saturday. Matches that should have been played today, 3rd of February, should have seen for the 5th and 6th place playoff Sri Lanka versus Pakistan, and for the 7th and 8th place playoff South Africa versus Bangladesh. In related news, South African Dewald Brevis has been found guilty of breaching Level 1 of the ICC Code of Conduct during the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup semi-final playoff match against Sri Lanka on the 30th of January. Brevis was found to have breached Article 2.8 of the ICC Code of Conduct for players and player support personnel, which relates to showing dissent at an umpire's decision during an international match. The incident occurred in the 7th over of the South Africa's innings when, after being dismissed LBW, Brevis raised his bat, indicating that he had hit the ball, and then shook his head and continuously looked at his bat as he walked back to the pavilion. And in some sad news, Cricket West Indies yesterday paid tribute to Easton McMorris, who passed away on Tuesday. The former Jamaica captain and West Indies batsman was 86 years old. McMorris made his Test debut for West Indies against Pakistan at the Queen's Park Oval in 1958 in a team alongside people like Sir Everton Weekes, Sir Gary Sobers and Sir Conrad Hunt. He played 13 Test matches and scored 1 century, 125 against India at Sabina Park in 1962. Cricket West Indies President Ricky Skerritt said, "I had the privilege to engage with Mr. McMorris on a few occasions over the years. I found him to be an encouraging and selfless gentleman. On behalf of Cricket West Indies, I want to send condolences to his family and the entire cricket fraternity in Jamaica." We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening. Well, I'm back, and tonight cricket is in the spotlight. Sports analyst Frankie Claxton shares his thoughts on under-19 cricket in the West Indies.
Under-19, major disappointment with the tournament being held in the West Indies and ending up playing in the plate quarterfinals and being beaten there even by the UAE.
The number 11 spot.
Your thoughts on that, because they were training for quite a long time, went on a tour to England. What went wrong with our team?
I don't understand what is going on. Curtis, from what I was following, from into Antigua, from into the trials, to the England tour, the South African tour here, things were looking good. You know, the guys, yes, they lost some matches, they won some, but you saw some positivity. But from the time the tournament started, things started going haywire. I do not understand. I know COVID crept into the situation. I was looking for young Carlon Tuckett to be in the squad. He's the best gloved man, I understand. I did not even know that he was keeping, because when I left up here, he was a bowler.
Yeah.
What changed that, I do not know. And the guy he was vying with seemed to be a pretty good batsman, but he was blowing hot, blowing cold. So how come Carlon did not get a look in? The captain got sick. The captain was a dismal failure. We were expecting good things from him. Things started off well with my dearest cousin there, the guy Amwi. That's what he carried? Yes. And then to be found out that they had COVID. And you know, they actually just tested him because his roommate was tested, you know. And they decided they'll test him too. Else they would not have found out, I understand. But he was having a good tournament. And some of the others did not get in. Did Carmichael? Is Carmichael the other one?
Yeah.
Did he get a look in?
Well, also COVID. And you were asking about Carlon. I discovered late that Carlon probably was one of the first to get COVID.
Get the COVID. Oh,
so
I see.
that's why the 3 Nivians were basically knocked out of the tournament.
In the early
Carlin just
stages.
played in the last match. He didn't get to bat, but I understand he did some fantastic glove work. The team made 200 plus. He didn't concede a bye, and he had one catch behind and was involved in a run out as well. So the glove work is on. He didn't get to bat.
Let's hope that he continues in that right vein, yes, because we do need good wicket keepers. But what caused the change from him bowling to going to keeping?
I think he was doing all, Frankie. He actually was bowling and keeping.
Okay.
And I guess maybe he may have had a discussion and discovered, I think there's a way forward for wicket keepers rather than maybe too many left arm leg spinners around and wicket keeper batsman. If you're looking at the long haul down the road, West Indies cricket, and you see who they have around, these keepers that they've been changing, I could kind of see his vision.
Well, I could understand now with a lot of left-arm spinners bumping into West Indies team as if they were just rolled out of an eggshell, which is good. And it is good to see that the West Indies are putting their faith and trust in our spinners. What amazes me, though, the youngster from Guyana, he played in a one-day match sometime after having a good tournament regionally. The one who does the skin the lamb style.
Yes.
He's just gone off like that. What happened? He has not really done anything to say that he failed. He should have been kept in the
I
mix.
think it's
Sinclair, yeah. I think he's my grandchildren's cousin, right? He's just gone off the boil like that. You just don't dump players. If you got a package of spinners, left and right arm, right, off spinner, leg spinner, whether with spinners or finger spinners, you just don't dump them. Right? Years ago, Curtis, I don't know if you remember when we were growing up, there were, training sessions were done. Garfield Sobers came here about twice. Ian Bishop came here. They used to go from island to island running sessions, clinics, as we would call them. Fast bowling clinics, batting clinics.
Wicket keeping.
Spinners. I've never really heard them about spinners, but those three areas were being focused on. And I think it helped a great deal. I mean, you have a series of spinners now. They're going to keep them in the frame. This guy Sinclair should be back in. They should really run a spinners workshop. They need to keep these guys in. What we need to see, these youngsters. Some years ago, they had the regional tournament and they had the under-19s still playing as a group. They have not continued that. They need to continue that.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, and they need to ensure that those who would have gone past 21, that they can have another grouping. So you have stages. The days are gone when we had a West Indies B team, a West Indies A team, a West Indies senior team. We are not hearing of those, right? The other day I think they tried a tour with the West Indies A team. But these are the steps that they need to take to really take these youngsters into the hands. Whether they are in school or not, find a way. We have to have academies. And you can go from the leewards to go to windwards, to go to Trinidad. You can have academies around the Caribbean to help these guys. You can do schooling with them same way and keep them in the game until, they become professional. But we are missing that. And that is why I question, what is this man in Jamaica doing called Jimmy Adams? He's supposed to be the cricket development officer. And then they had another man before him. What did he do? They have not put any programs in place to say, well, we are going to use West Indies money wisely to develop the cricket. All you're hearing is this person on the management. I am seeing people touring that I've never seen before I even played any kind of cricket. Raul Lewis is around for umpteens from the time he left cricket and have stopped. He's the manager for our life. And when Lloyd wanted manager for life, they dumped him. And we need to rotate people like those to make sure other people get exposed. But our youngsters must be kept in the fray. That we have to have them one way or the other, having clinics, having development sessions, wherever. What happens at the academy in St. Kitts? Is Keith Atherton still running it?
Yes, I think he is, and he has a session in Nevis as well.
Up at the park.
Yes.
But these are things that need to be ongoing. You need to filter players in. Can't they bring players from other islands to this academy and then take a mixture of St. Kitts, Nevis, whoever else, and send them somewhere else? These are the things that we got to do to help develop our players.
As you mentioned, the young players though, Onaje Amri, your good cousin, and Jaden Carmichael. I think it's the closest thing I've seen to what we used to be accustomed to, Derek Parry and El Camino Willett. I think
Okay.
those two youngsters have a future ahead of them. And so we are hoping that one of these days they'll get the opportunity. They didn't really get the opportunity in the Under 19 World Cup, COVID and all. But I'm looking forward to some exciting times for these two young spin bowlers, and then also Carlon Tuckett and the young man who was left out of the squad, Justin Armadan. Very exciting opening batsman. I don't know why he was sidelined eventually, but the fact is he was. But those are four exciting youngsters we have here for Nevis.
Curtis, one of the things that we have to consider for us is one, our local competitions must be built up to a fray. Our Leeward Islands tournament has to come back on stream, and that would help our regional tournament. If Leeward Islands tournament don't come back on stream, these young guys are going to be blunted. There must be the gateway for them, right? And the minute we have local competitions, which are ongoing, I understand, and they're going to be moving back into first and second division, which is a good thing. Congratulations to Mr. Carlisle Powell. Thank you for coming back in to aid cricket once again. You have done a great job before. You need to put back that energy in and double it up, because we need to see not only the local cricket but the Leeward Islands tournament coming back on stream. What happened to the Beryl Howell Trophy? That's another gateway. Right, the over 50s are being played. You're playing your T20s. That's good, but we need to get our first and second division going and to vie and push for Leeward Islands cricket to come back on stream.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.